don't know if I completely addressed that question. All right, so I'm actually glad that you are here and that you're taking an active interest in this. I know that with every elected body, there's always going to be something that people are not quite happy about, but at least we can come together to move forward and that we can address these issues. I'm graduating, but I will make sure that we have a smoother transition no matter who wins. All right, that doesn't matter. What matters to me is that there is no such thing as institutional amnesia. What happens sometimes is people leave and they don't talk to the people who are coming in. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen this year. And we hope to create that transition every year so that at the end of the year, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, as I said before. What matters is that we're here to serve.
What would you rate as the biggest success of the student government in the past year?
The voice, I would say, in terms of us getting more involved in those committees on campus, that we're able to get the student opinion and then make sure faculty and administration know about it. I think that they do listen, especially when you bring our issues to them in a coherent and professional way. They really like that. So you get your foot in the door, you work with them, you realize what makes them tick, and then you make sure that your message resonates with them, but also you get your point across. And I think that we did that well this year. More to do, but we're getting there. And I think that's one thing I could definitely say.
How important do you think is cultural diversity on campus? And what has student government done to enforce cultural diversity?
I want to use enforce. That's a little strong. You must come to this meeting, or else you will not get to eat. In terms of cultural diversity, I would say, just looking around this room, we have quite a bit of it. This campus is the only diversity that is more than Brooklyn College is Queens College. Just like the only diversity more than Brooklyn is Queens. So we do a good job in terms of having that diversity at Brooklyn College. I think, though, in terms of mixing, I think that is an issue. I don't know if you saw the recent New York Times article on the census, but if you were to look at a map of America and you see all the little dots of everybody that's registered with the census, you'll see that people live within their ethnic group, right? You see a lot of, let's say, green dots, you see a lot of blue dots together, you see a lot of yellow dots together, a lot of red dots together, but you don't see them mixing. And so it's not really just, you know, what about cultural diversity at Brooklyn College, but really what's going on the outside. We, as student government, have had a few events this year to try to mix it up, and we always try to make sure that we attend different events that go on campus. It's always a question of communication and dialogue, and also to make sure that we agree to the rules before we have a discussion, so that we can all remain civil in the process. So that is actually something that we are working on with Student Affairs. We're actually setting up a committee that will be created by the three student government presidents, and we are working with Student Affairs to address some of those concerns. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so I want to,
One question. What would you say are the biggest differences between what each of the parties here that are running for, what each one stands for?
well, I think we can let them talk about that. You can always look at the history, but I think that this year is a bit different. I actually feel that we were able to bridge to create some more communication this year. I know, I remember last year there were things said, and a PhD said something, and I stood up and I thought about it, and I said, yeah, I mean, and people are like, why are you agreeing? It's, but the thing is, if there's nothing wrong with the argument, or if you agree with it, I think that's where we can work together more. So that, I think bottom line is that's the concern that we really want to have. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, yeah, we have this election, but we can still addressed all concerns. All right, so I'm going to let it go now to our host. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to ask again if everybody can move forward. Fill up the first 2 rows. Get intimate, nice and cozy. And also, too, if you have a pen and paper or notes on your phones, please take some notes. Because this is imperative, because many people were not here today, so you can inform your fellow students of what is going on right now. And also, too, taking notes, you may have some questions if you want to see answers. This does affect you as a student body. So, next up is going to be Christian Fellowship.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Christian.
My name is Christian Paylor-Smith. I am the treasurer of Intervarsity Christian Fellowship, and I'll be serving as the moderator for what I believe is a historic debate, because I can't seem to recall from recent memory when a club would step out and host a debate for this campus, or even go a little farther than that, have a religious organization even host a political debate. And I'd say this out right now. Just because church and state are separate doesn't mean that they can't work together in order to bring a common good. And the common good reflects this campus. And some are questioning, some may have questioned, why is Intervarsity doing this? And for the many years that we've been on this campus, since the 1960s that our chapter's been here, we have not only been witnessing to people on this campus, but we have been observant of the constant changes that have been presenting themselves on this campus. And these changes reflect our diversity. As new people come into the community, come into our campus, new ideas enter our campus as well. And those ideas are subject to acceptance or rejection. And unfortunately, it concerns us as a chapter to see our campus become so polarized that between students and faculty, between administration and clubs, and amongst various kinds of ethnicities and religious beliefs, that the one gift that makes our campus unique is closely appearing to be a divisive element, which is our own diversity, as Louis said. And we see our student government being capable of showing the campus on how to accept the diverse nature of our campus and unify everyone so that everyone here can work and attend this campus more freely. Intervarsity Christian Fellowship has been operating under this vision, which is to see our students and faculty transformed, to have our campus renewed, and to see world changes developed. And by having this debate, we are facilitating that vision by having students and faculty transformed in a way to see how relevant and important our student government is to our campus, such that we learn to own our student government. We want to see our campus renewed in a way that the dialogue started here continues outside this room and onto our campus to the greater student and faculty population for many years to come. Because responsibilities that our student government are in charge of affects everyone, especially if you're a member of an organization that depends on student activity fees. And the apathy and unawareness being expressed towards student government that many people on this campus carry must become a thing of the past. We want to see world change developed in a way that students do not vote for reasons other than for the most attractive and popular candidate. That sort of behavior doesn't need to be facilitated here and carried over into the real world, into our communities where we have to vote for people in real political office to represent us. Everyone on our campus is a world changer. And everyone has the ability to add influence in his or her community. And it is time to use the gifts we all have, which is our words, our actions, and our vote. So we want to have this debate in order to bridge the gap between all these groups. And so we become more receptive to all various kinds of thought. So without further ado, let's have a debate. And each side has been given pre-prepared questions. There are 16 questions, and each side will have the opportunity to answer every one of these questions. Considering the time, I really like to get all 4 of the questions. Is it okay that I can request like a minute and a half time limit on each one of these questions. Is that fair? So that we can have students, they may have it, answer their own personal questions, is that right? Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the first question. And what would you like to accomplish throughout your term in office? Anybody can freely want to answer this question first?
I guess I'll start it off. In terms of what we would like to accomplish in office, we have a host of goals. We have our long-term goals that we would like to see happen as we progress. Might not be this year, but maybe by next year or the following year. But we also have our short-term immediate goals that we like to see implemented as soon as we get in office, or even as we're still in office currently. Some of these immediate ones would be improving the printing, because we've been speaking to students trying to get a feel for what the campus feels needs to be changed. It's not really what we want to do, but more so what the campus wants to be changed. So we've heard complaints about printing that, people say, oh, the only place we go to print is at the library or library cafe. Say I'm in James and I want to print the paper real quick. I have to run all the way to the library to print it. So if we have more public printing accessible to students, then that would be of great benefit. Also, we want to work with the Wi-Fi. Either in certain buildings, you don't have access to Wi-Fi, or even if you want to get your device set up, one place that you really go to is in the web. If you can have a place available in the library as well as in the library cafe, that'd be a lot more convenient for students. That's some of our immediate goals, as well as we want to improve the transparency and communication between students, administration, as well as student clubs. A lot of students have issues and they don't know where to go to get the answers. They might hear from someone to go to a certain department, and that department isn't fully knowledgeable. So we want to give students, we want to let students know where they can go to find their answers. So we want to improve that communication. But I'm not going too far. But yeah, there's that, and we want to improve, our long-term goal is to improve student participation on campus. So the way we want to tackle this is, as time progresses, we want to include means in which students and clubs can promote events, different types of awarenesses that can be spread, whether it's a program or even a party or something that's going on campus, or something that concerns campus. If there's an issue on campus that we want students to be aware of, if we have like different display boards around, that can just increase that awareness. Things like this will start to get more students involved. Like, oh, I want to find out more about this, or oh, I want to do something about this, or hey, I want to attend that. Oh, they have free food, I'll be there. But just things like this will get more students involved. So,
yeah, we also have several goals right off the bat. Some of our things might seem small, but to the average person, could change their daily life in college. For instance, one of our goals is to get the side doors on Bedford Avenue open for James and Ingersoll. That would allow people to save a lot of time instead of, if they're running late for class, instead of walking into the school, around, having to go through security. If they just have a security guard right by the side door, that would save a lot of time for almost everybody in the school. Furthermore, a lot of people are wondering about Metro cards. We don't distribute Metro cards, and for the average person, if you're going to take a bus or a subway, and if you don't have a Metro card, you have to walk several blocks to buy one. Why not sell one? Why not sell them in the West End building? We were also working on a couple other things, perhaps getting a parking lot by Nostrand. Noticed that a lot of people are having trouble parking. And also, we realized that every single year, the student activity fee is going up and up. And one of our goals is to lower tuition as much as we can. So what we want is for people to stop the ever-growing hike of the student activity fee and pay whatever they were paying before.
Second question, how would you bring unity amongst the students on our campus?
I'd like to answer that.